Right now, Pittsburgh's best sports show is about to begin. Call us or tweet us. We've got things to talk about on the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call.
Hello and welcome into the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call. I'm your host tonight, Cassidy Wood. Guys, we had so much solid college basketball on today. It was just electric. I'm joined alongside the wonderful Suzie, of course, and we're going to talk all things college basketball, all things. We have some Steelers news as well, the Pirates at spring training, and so let's just dive right into it. Now, Pitt basketball did have senior day today, hosting Boston College for their regular season finale, winning it big, which, you know, expected, to be honest, against Boston College, but also a good thing they were able to pull that off on senior night. Obviously, you know, the season not really panning out how most expected, but definitely a good exclamation point to put on this season as we head into these conference tournaments.
No, and especially on senior day, beating a team by 20 plus points, be it Boston College, then headed into that ACC tournament. That's something that you want to end on, especially with the season that they've had with the highs and the lows. We saw those 2 losing streaks amidst the season as well.
Yeah, most definitely. So will be very interesting to see what happens there. Now, Pitt did pull a 13 seed, though, so they are expected to play Notre Dame on Tuesday. They did beat Notre Dame in the regular season. Or no, yeah, they did, but it was a close one. I think they did lose. I'm losing track. But either way, it was very close, and Notre Dame is, I think, a 15 seed, and so hopefully they can pull out a win against Notre Dame. I mean, it's going to be tough regardless for Pitt to make a run in this conference tournament. I think the guys have been kind of outmatched, and with these conference tournaments, it's just difficult because these games are such quick turnarounds. They're back-to-back, and so you don't have a whole lot of time to prepare, and so, you know, hopefully Pitt can make a run, but I unfortunately see that as kind of a long shot. But another team,
who do we think is going to make a run?
I know, it's so exciting, you guys. Robert Morris, I am rooting so hard for Bobby Moe. They leave tomorrow, rather. They had their last practice today before they head down to Indianapolis to compete in that Horizon League conference tournament. They made it to the semifinals, so they'll play in the semifinal game against Oakland on Monday. Now, if they win that, they'll play in the championship game on Tuesday. Remember, Oakland, sneaky good team. They're the team last year during the big dance that upset Kentucky, and with that last-second shot, that thriller, they had a Cinderella story a bit in the last tournament, so definitely don't want to count out the Oakland Grizzlies, but yeah, I mean, definitely rooting for Robert Morris, and hopefully they can win that championship game on Tuesday and punch a ticket to the big dance. Suzie, I saw some mock brackets today that have Robert Morris, if they win this tournament, they could be playing their regional games in Cleveland. And how much fun would that be?
That's not a far drive.
Yeah, I mean, to have them just down the road and be able to see them just over in Cleveland. So fingers crossed that all pans out and that's what happens.
Yeah, no, fingers crossed. I mean, you mentioned Cinderella story for Oakland. However, this is a type of Cinderella story for Robert Morris's season. After last season having the losing season that they did and then turning it around this year, I mean, maybe Robert Morris is going to be that team for this league this year, this conference.
Yeah, and I think just it speaks to how amazing of a coach Andy Toole is. I mean, he's been there 15 years. You know, 20-loss season last year, brought in 6 transfers, basically rebuilt that entire roster. I'm pretty sure only one of the kids that are part of that starting 5 was here last year. I'm pretty sure everybody else is new. So for a coach to get all of these kids to buy into a system, buy into a culture, and get everybody on the same page fighting for the same goal, it just really speaks to what an incredible coach Andy Toole is. I mean, that's so hard to do, especially in today's climate with the transfer portal.
Yeah, the transfer portal, I would not want to even start to think how to be a part of it.
Yeah.
It's insanity.
And we've seen coaches, I mean, all across every sport, in college football especially, a lot of coaches, you know, early retiring because they just don't want to deal with it. And here's a coach at a mid-major school that's found a way to use it as an asset and bring these guys in who maybe weren't getting the minutes that they were hoping for at a bigger Power 5 school. And now he's convincing them to come here to Pittsburgh, play at a mid-major like Robert Morris, and chase something great like they're doing right now. So just really, really looking forward to watching these guys this week and going to be really rooting for them. I'll be rooting for Pitt too. I mean, fingers crossed.
Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, I think right now everybody's eyes are kind of on Bobby Moe. So just very, very excited for them. And hopefully they can make a run here. Some other really good games though, you guys. Auburn, a 1 seed who has been just dominating college basketball all season long, losing today to the rival Alabama, 7-seeded Alabama in overtime. Suze, I don't know if you saw this shot. 9 times out of 10, I feel like a shot like this doesn't go in. It was like a fadeaway jumper on the elbow, a one-hander roll in. I mean, it's a shot that 9 times out of 10 does not happen, but it won them this game and took down the number one, probably the best team in college basketball right now. So just thrillers. You're seeing thrillers across the board. Penn State, of course, upsetting Wisconsin, who has been so hot. So yeah, it's that time of the year, March. We're in it.
The madness is almost upon us. What
Yes.
you said, Selection Sunday is a week from tomorrow.
Yeah, so excited to see where all of this lands. I mean, the playing field, it's just so exciting. WVU too, they're right now being projected to be a 15 seed. What's going to be tricky with them is a lot of people are seeing them in the same region as Florida, which Florida is a powerhouse right now. So that will be very tricky if WVU pulls that and has to battle Florida in the second round. But regardless, I'm just so excited for all of this to start. I mean, it really already started with these conference tournaments. And yeah, it's just going to be so thrilling as we continue on. All right, guys, we're going to head to our first break. Give us a call, though, 412-575-2600. We have so much to talk about. Also, a report coming out today about Justin Fields. You want to hear about that. So stick around for that. Give us a call, though, 412-575-2600. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back. This is our Xfinity Mobile tweet of the night from Pony. Darian DeVries is doing an incredible job at West Virginia. 9-23 last year, dead last in the Big 12. Pitt beat him by 24, then lost his best player for the season, which was his son. Went out and beat Gonzaga, Arizona, Kansas, Iowa State, a lock to make the big dance. Now that's coaching. Like I said, WVU expected right now to be in that bracket with Florida. That would be very difficult, but yes, DeVries, everybody thought that this year for WVU was going to be a rebuild year. I mean, with all the drama that happened with Bob Huggins and, Josh Eilert coming in, having to fill in as that interim coach, a lot of people thought Josh was going to get that job. He had been there for 17 years. I really thought he was going to get it, but no, they decided to go with an outside hire, went with DeVries. Josh actually ended up going to Utah, and now he's the interim coach at Utah after they fired their coach. So Eilert still finding those interim head coaching jobs where he can, which, I mean, I'm rooting so hard for him, but very, very impressive. Seems like the outside hire worked for West Virginia, getting him in here. And yeah, I mean, it was devastating to lose his son. And I feel like a lot has been put on Javon Small now because of that. But I mean, Small has big shoulders clearly and can bear that weight because, man, they are expected to make this big dance and definitely will be rooting for those Mountaineers for sure. So excited. I'm just so, if you can't tell, I love this time of year.
For basketball, but one thing that I heard you say there was a rebuild year, and I feel like that's a theme that we've been talking about with the teams here in this town, specifically with the Pens and the Steelers. I think that it's time that we pull up our question of the night, right, Cass?
Yeah. Do we have a poll tonight?
Yeah.
Do you think Justin Fields will leave?
Yes.
There we go. During free agency. Guys, scan your phone, scan that QR code, give us a vote, tell us what you think. Do you think Justin Fields will leave during free agency? Now, big report came out today. Diana Rossini, who I love, she's incredible at her job. She did come out today and say that she heard that Justin Fields does want to stay here. He wants to stay in Pittsburgh. A deal hasn't been done, and now he's expected to look elsewhere. And you know what? I don't blame him. If a team is not going to fully buy in to what you're about, and I hate to say it, but from the outside looking in, it kind of looks like that's what's happened with him time and time again. They're just not willing to give him the reins fully for whatever reason, not willing to buy into him. I mean, he's going to look for that money and attention elsewhere.
Yeah, but I mean, this is what I said last night. I think if Justin Fields is looking for consistency at this point, yeah, his price point might go up with now the number of teams that are looking for quarterbacks, right? However, if he wants consistency and he actually wants to be under the same offensive coordinator, then it's smart for Justin Fields to stay here in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Albeit, let's hope that the Steelers fix the offense, because I don't think Justin Fields or Russell Wilson was to completely blame for what happened towards the end of the season for the Steelers.
Yeah, I mean, well, definitely not Justin, because he wasn't even in the game. So, I mean, it's just so crazy to me that we haven't gotten a deal done with him yet, and I think it's just going to make him more expensive because, yeah, like you said, a lot of teams looking for a quarterback right now. The market isn't great. There's not a lot of flashy QBs that are going to be available.
And is he the youngest one that's available still?
Honestly, he might be. I would have to look that up. But it does seem like all the QBs that are available in the free agency market right now are like above 35 for whatever reason. So, I mean, he very well could be. And what really worries me is this Seattle stuff. Like, I don't know why, I just have a sixth sense that Seattle's going to come knocking on his door, and that would be very unfortunate if that happens, because I think they have quite a lot of money to spend. All right, let's get to some callers. We have Dan and Moon who wants to talk Bobby Moe. Dan, what's going on?
Hi, ladies. Good evening.
Hello.
Always enjoy listening to the two of you. You make a good team. Enjoy your comments and your insight. Yeah, I teach at Robert Morris, so I was really kind of excited about this year and what's going on, and they're a fun team to watch, and hopefully some of those guys are going to come back next year. But I wanted to give a little shout-out to our Robert Morris girls team. They're impressive, and they're doing some neat things. So I don't know if you know a lot about that, but if you've watched them, but they're a fun team to watch, too.
Yeah, definitely. Shout out the women's team. Their head coach, she's a new head coach. This is her first year, and they're also headed to the semifinals. So very, very impressive by them, especially as a first-year head coach. I mean, you know, college basketball is so difficult right now. Like we've been saying, transfer portal, a lot of people moving around. To get a coach to come in as a first-year head coach and take them to the conference semifinals is very impressive. So they will both be in Indianapolis, the men's team and the women's team. Obviously, it will be huge for their programs if they can both win the conference.
Yes.
I mean, that would be so huge for Robert Morris as a whole. So definitely rooting for the women as well. Thanks for that shout out, though. Definitely want to make that known. All right, Kim from Uniontown. She wants to talk UConn women, so I want to hear this. I want to know what this is about. Let's talk some UConn women.
I like Paige Beckers, and I hope she does real good, because she's going to go to the WNBA next year.
Yeah, Paige Beckers. I mean, I think she is kind of the face of women's college basketball now after Caitlin Clark left. So, I mean, I don't know about you, Suze, I see her all over Twitter all the time.
I feel like I have seen her all over Twitter. I mean, obviously, Caitlin Clark was Caitlin Clark. You're not going to trump her. But now that she has moved on from playing in college, I think now it's Paige. So I don't think there's any doubt in my mind that that's eventually her next step.
Yeah. All right, let's go to Michael in Beaver Falls. He wants to talk Fields. Michael, what's going on?
Excellent. Cassidy Smooth and Suzie Cool, the nightly sports call dynamic duel. It's extraordinarily refreshing to see and hear your smiling faces again.
Thanks, Michael.
My question is, wouldn't it be a shame if we lost Justin Fields after we invested so much time and money on this guy? He's pretty good. I'd keep him, guys. And by the way, y'all look stunning tonight.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Michael. Always the nice pump up we need.
Yeah,
but I mean, I totally agree. I agree. I think we need to keep him here. Like I said, there's nothing better that's out there right now. He's what we know. We know what we're getting with Justin Fields. He already knows this system. He's already comfortable with Arthur Smith and with these guys around him. I don't see a world where we get rid of him. Because what's the alternative? Who are we going to bring in if he leaves? Like Derek Carr? No.
Well, but I think we've talked about this issue. It's just that it's going to be a quarterback that's older, that's at the end of his career. So, I mean, do you bring in Justin Fields, see what you can do with him? And guess what? If it's a down year, okay, then let's draft high going into the next year. I think that's kind of got to be the Steelers' mindset going into the 2025 season. And Cass, with your sixth sense, I feel like you're also vibing with that.
Yes.
So.
Yes. I'm agreeing with that wholeheartedly. I just think it would be a weird move to let him go and have to, I mean, and the Steelers too have been talking to some of these draft prospects. I mean, they have, like Alabama's Jalen Milroe. They've been talking to him quite a bit. Now, Jalen Milroe, Justin Fields. Again, you know what you're getting with Justin, and he's already comfortable in the system. I don't see a world where you let that go and bank on another guy unless you're doing a complete rebuild. And if that's the case, fine. But I don't know. I don't see it. All right, guys, we're going to head to another break. Don't forget, though, to vote on that poll. Go to KDKA.com/connect. You can vote there and let us know what you think about Justin Fields. We'll have much more to talk about after this. The Pirates did play today. We'll get some of that in right after this. Give us a call, 412-575-2600.